Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another mini podcast. Today, we are talking how to motivate students, because obviously that can be a big challenge for any new or starting teacher or any teacher candidates. So this is just from our experiences. If you have something else, throw it in the comment section down below. But David, I'm deferring to you first.
Motivation for students is sometimes difficult when they don't feel like they're going to succeed or they're struggling. I always tell them, always try your best, always put in that 100% effort. You'll get back out what you put in. And also tell them that I believe in them. So I believe that they're, very smart. I believe that they are, their own kind of genius. So even though they might not be getting the highest mark in the class, that doesn't mean that they don't have other kinds of genius in them, and that sometimes school isn't a direct measurement of how smart they truly are. And always learn from your mistakes. So they can always learn from where they might not have understood something, ask questions, and they'll persevere in the end.
Yeah, those are really good points. Obviously, each student everyone kind of ticks differently. Like there's a correct combination of buttons to push for every human being, in order to get them to achieve their maximum potential. But as David said, you know, obviously schools are there for academic potential, but social potential is there as well. Athletic potential also needs to be there as well. Just kind of telling them like, listen, guys, like I'm glad we're having fun. We can be silly in class sometimes, but it's really important that we do this and that acquire all the skills that you're going to need to be successful. Because I was in a grade 10 pre-IB science class, and a lot of smart kids, a lot of them have, aspirations of uh, post-secondary education in Canada, in the States. Some of them want to go overseas and so on. And I'm telling them, guys, listen, if you want to go to Harvard or go to Cambridge or whatever, you want to go to University of Toronto, whatever, you got to have skills X, Y, and Z. And that's what we're here to develop, And so one thing I always focused on was making connections. And so, or making connections between concepts. And so if I think of X, how does that relate to Y? How does it relate to Z? Because that's an important skill set that you have in university, because it's not going to be, things aren't handed to you on a silver platter in school, right? So just kind of making sure that the kids are making connections, and reminding them that, listen, this is how the real world works. High school is comfortable. High school is safe for you. We're always going to care about you guys. The outside universities, and I was connected to universities because that kind of speaks to them, because that's where they want to go. Universities are not going to care about you guys as students the way we do. So better learn now, toughen up, so that you're successful later on. And trust me, you will thank me for it.
Yeah, and I think you have a great point there. I think that for me, how I motivate students, I think there's always a fine line, right? So, for example, you need to make things that are challenging enough that students stay engaged, but you also can't make them too challenging that students don't have the confidence, sort of like what David was saying, that's like, I don't think I can finish this. So, you sort of need to give them praise. You need to make it challenging, but not too challenging. There also needs to be generally some sense of responsibility. You have to make sure that some students take ownership over their work, that they take responsibility over their work, and that they understand that through doing this work, like they're going to be learning so many new and cool things. And I think along with that comes making that learning fun. You can't have them just, okay, write an essay based on this, or here, read this textbook. They're never going to want to do that. So you need to make it fun. You need to sort of give them some sense of responsibility. But then I think you also need to sort of give them some sense of a reward. So what I do with my students is they all pretty much love video games, or some of the other ones, they love just chatting and stuff. So what I do is I go, okay, I'm going to give you this task. If you finish it, right, and don't rush through it and like do bad work, but if you finish it and you do well on it, then what you can do instead is, I don't mind if you pull out your computers and play video games in the last 5 minutes of class. I don't mind if you chat quietly in the corner as long as you're not disturbing someone else. And it sort of motivates my students to say like, hey, look, if I do well and if I learn, I can enjoy myself and do what I want on my own time. So I think that's just something that I find pretty big and cool for me. So that's my best tips, I guess. And also, I guess that's going to wrap up this podcast on how to motivate students. But thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy the content and want to see more, please like and subscribe to the channel. It definitely goes a big way in growing our community and just helping us, again, form a bigger, better, and stronger community. So with that said, have a great day, stay happy, safe, and healthy, and we'll see you all around. Bye, everyone.